Very good day to Angel Magat and also Dr. Faiz, lecturers of the course name Artificial Intelligence. Before I start, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Hozi Kang from Fort BND, matrix number 1AN 170233. I'm very honored to have this video tutorial assignment, which is search algorithms. So the question given is water pouring is about water pouring. Given a 4-gallon bucket and a 3-gallon bucket, how can we measure exactly 2 gallons into one buckets? So there are two conditions, which are, first of all, there are no markings on the bucket, on both buckets. Then next will be must fill each bucket completely. Okay, so I will talk about the initial state. So the initial state of the buckets are empties, so represent by the tuplet 0 0, which is x and y is also zeros. So the next will be the goal states. One of the buckets have 2 gallons of water in it. So as the question given, so we must fill up one of the bucket with only 2 gallons of water in it. So it's represented by neither x2 or 2x. So next will be the path cost. 1 per unit step, which means we only will work out only 1 step per unit. So next will be the actions and the successor function. So okay, we will be let the 4-gallon bucket equals to y, represents y, while the 3-gallon bucket represents as x. So we fill out the bucket at xy equals to 3y, represent the first 3-gallon bucket. Then xy, another bucket will be x4, will be the 4-gallon bucket. So next will be we empty a bucket. How we empty a bucket? Just like the above, we pour out all the bucket, all the water in the bucket. So will be 0y and x0. Next, we pour the content of one of the bucket into another. Then will be like 0x plus y, or neither x plus y minus 4 or 4. It will be like equal. For the another bucket will be x plus y 0 or 3, x plus y minus 3 will be also the same. So on the left hand side, we have the some sort like mapping the pathway on how from 0 0 to our final answer will be like 2 0. So we let it be like we simplify the graph on the left hand side into the right hand side. We use alphabet to represent each step. So in this assignment, in this video tutorial assignment, I choose to use breadth first search. In short form, we call as BFS. So there are few things which I choose BFS instead of DFS. First will be the BFS uses QData structure for finding the shortest path. In this situation, I prefer BFS as using the queue data structure instead of using DFS. Next will be can be used to find a single source shortest path in an unweighted graph. Because in BFS we reach a vertex with minimum number of edges from a source vertex. Next, the BFS is more suitable compared to DFS for searching on verticals which are more closer to the given source. So in this situation from the question given, there are two solutions in based on this question which from 00 until the result 200 sorry. So the first solution I would like to talk about is so we're starting from, of course, is A00, then we'll go to 40, which means the Y fill up the bucket and the X doesn't fill up any bucket in it. Next, we pour the Y bucket into the X bucket. So in result will be like 1 to 3. Then we pour out the X bucket, so it turns back to 0 while the Y bucket remains as 1. Next, we pour the Y bucket into the X bucket, so it will be like uh, terbalik, terbalik. Then the Y bucket will fill up again, so it will turns out like 4 to 1. Next, we pour the Y bucket back to the X bucket, so the result will be like 2 to 3. Then we just pour out the X bucket, so the remaining will come to 20, which the answer we want, which is 20, which means the Y bucket will left 2 gallon of water while the X bucket is empty. Next we'll be talking about the solution 2. So the solution 2 have a different pathway compared to solution 1. As the same, it will be starting at the 00, which means both bucket are empty. Next, we will pour, we will fill up the X bucket, so will be like 3, is 0, 3. Next, we pour the X bucket into Y bucket, so will be like 3, 0. The X bucket will empty. Next, we'll fill up again for the X bucket, so will be like 3 and 3. It's the same now, gallon of water. Next, we pour it again from the X bucket into the Y bucket. So the Y bucket is now full already, which are 4 gallon of water, while the X bucket has remained of 2 gallon of water. Next, we just pour out the Y bucket, so is now empty, 0, and the X bucket remain will be like 2. Then we just pour the X bucket back to Y bucket, so we will get the same answer as solution 1, which is Y bucket has 2 gallon of water while the X bucket is empty. Now this is credit section, where this websites is where I found and research on these questions. So that's all from me. Thank you, and please subscribe my channel.